I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. At Monday's White House press briefing, Fox News reporter Peter Doocy asked Karine Jean-Pierre if President Biden is considering pulling his support for the Inflation Reduction Act. Doocy cited Biden's promise that he wouldn't raise taxes on Americans making less than $400,000 a year, and the Joint Committee on Taxation stating that is not true of the legislation. Jean-Pierre pushed back, calling the report from the Joint Committee incomplete, and defended the legislation. Tamping down inflation has become a key goal of the Biden administration, who has seen inflation spike to its highest numbers in 4 decades. Current polling shows that Republicans lead Democrats by nearly double digits on the issues of the economy and inflation. With the midterms just a few months away, Democrats have portrayed their efforts as focused on the issues of rising prices, as Republicans blame high government spending for them.
Good.
Thanks, Karine. Is President Biden thinking about pulling his support for the Inflation Reduction Act?
No.
Because he promised it wasn't going to raise taxes on anybody making less than $400,000 a year, but the Joint Committee on Taxation says that is not true.
Well, that is incorrect.
So the Joint Committee on Taxation, which you guys heralded as an effective body when you were selling the infrastructure package, is not to be trusted here.
I said it is not correct because I will give you why it's not correct, because it is incomplete. The JCT report that we're currently seeing is incomplete because it omits the actual benefits that Americans would receive when it comes to prescription drugs, when it comes to lowering energy costs like utility bills. It does not include that. And we have some experts, don't have to trust me, we have experts that say the exact same. Kimberly Clausing from UCLA, many key factors are left out in these tables, including, importantly, the effect of deficit reduction, the positive effects of the spending on clean energy, and the benefits from low drug prices, as I just stated. Seth Honlin, Center for American Progress. Republicans don't mention that JCT analysis includes an imputation of corporate taxes, i.e. the 15% minimum on corporations with less than $1 billion of profits to income groups, but does not include the major provisions that benefit people, including the tax cuts and drug savings, prescription drug savings to be specific.
So Penn Wharton, where the president used to, University of Pennsylvania, used to be a professor there. The Penn Wharton budget model says this Inflation Reduction Act is actually going to increase inflation in 2024. Does the president worry about that?
So we agree with Senator Manchin. You heard him a couple of times yesterday, and disagree with Penn Wharton as do a number of qualified experts, which I'm happy to read out. But I do want to say that it is quite ironic that congressional Republicans are complaining or have a false outrage on this Inflation Reduction Act that is actually going to do something and help the American people lower cost when they have offered really nothing to do that. What they have offered is to increase taxes on Americans making less than $100,000 a year, and what they have introduced is actually sunsetting Medicare and sunsetting also Social Security after 5 years, and that's how they want to deal with how to help the American people. We are talking about doing the absolute complete opposite.
And just one more.